Thank you everyone for joining this meeting. I know you all have really busy schedules. So we are, as you have seen my email, we are here for our new product line that we are gonna introduce in few months. It's called Managed Security, and this is just gonna be a kickoff meeting. So I'm just gonna give you some brief details on this, and uh, as moving forward, I will give you more information pertaining to your department. So, to begin with, who do we have on this meeting? Um, First of all, of course, myself. I'll be running with this project, and uh, we already have good success with our MPLS and IP phones, so we can really utilize our experience that we had on on those projects and see how we can get better. Then we have Mark, our Vice President for Network Operations, who's gonna oversee everything, and I will be reporting directly to Mark. Then in our team, our actual project team, we do have Ryan Curtin. He's gonna oversee the project, and anyone in this project needs to escalate the issue to him, and he's gonna report directly to me. In our engineering side, we do have Sydney and Tony. They are our network engineers. Their role will be testing the firewalls, installing anything related to our network stuff. They uh, they are gonna address that issues and finish the installation. Then we have Neil, he, uh, who is our voice engineer, who's gonna work with voice and firewalling and test everything, all the scenarios that he feels like. Then we have Sean, who is our NAC manager, who manages the 24/7 NAC for force communications. Then we have Stacy. Stacy is the director of our order manager group, who deals with taking orders, how to process them, how to prioritize them, and you know the rest. So now, overview on purpose of the project. So we already have good success with MPLS and IP phones, as I said. This is gonna be a really interesting project for us because we have experienced how we can succeed on this one, and we know how to market and everything. So this is gonna be a really good revenue generating project. Again, so how I got this idea? Sean and I, our NAC manager, we had a meeting last month, and just we had a quick discussion on something that most of the issues they get, like most of the trouble tickets they get in their NAC, is related to customer LAN, where customer manages their own firewall and it's not doing some of the stuff, and that's the majority of issues they get on their daily basis. So just from that, I came up with an idea about having our own firewall. What it does is we're gonna install our firewall, customer's gonna have our firewall service, and we can have more control, and customer doesn't have to go anywhere else. We are the network provider, we are the internet provider, phone provider, and firewall provider, so one stop shop. So after that, I had few meetings with Mark, and I presented my idea to him. He liked it, and as a result of that, we all are here right now. So at this point, I have a very big plan on this one, like pretty large. I mean, I'm gonna come up with a tabular format. So for networking team, for marketing team, for accounting team, they're gonna get their own schedules, their own goals and everything. So for now, I'm just gonna go over how am I planning on this project. So I've spoken to half a dozen vendors who provide their firewall supports like Cisco, Juniper, Fortinet, Checkpoint, Barracuda, etc., etc. So starting next week, I'm gonna give a couple of hardwares to Sydney and Tony. They need to set up a lab, test everything, what firewall does, what it does not, and it's gonna go for 6 or 7 weeks, and after that I'm gonna create a report from the results, and we're gonna finalize who our vendor is gonna be. Either it's gonna be Cisco, Fortinet, as I said, any of them. Also, we also need to consider the costing on those as well. Next come is ordering process. That's gonna be Stacy's department, because we already our internet and phone services are main product. Firewalls are like add-ons. So that is something like it's gonna be a new order, sub order, how our ordering process works, how it's gonna be added to the billing. That is something that I'm gonna iron out with Stacy, and sorry, Stacy. I'm gonna iron out with you, and we'll come up with a plan. Then it comes to SLA, because yeah, of course, firewall is a big product, so we need to get legal involved on this one and get a proper SLA prepared. So moving forward, we don't have any problems with our customer, and if they come back to us, we have something to go off of it. Then it comes to training, because yeah, right now our engineering team is working on that. Moving forward, it's gonna be NAC, so we're gonna provide training that how you're gonna manage the firewall. If customer comes back, if they want this, if they want that, how we gonna fulfill that requirements, or what they need. Then also sales training, because firewalling is something that sales just need to get some training, because when they are selling it, customers gonna come up with some questions and they need to answer those. So those some of those needs to go through training, whoever's running with this firewall product in the sales department. And of course, I'm as always, I'm gonna go with pre-sales meeting with the customer, but that's something like still 2 or 3 months down the line. uh, just thinking about these issues that we may run into. For all the technical issues, I'm gonna work with Sydney, Tony, and Neil on that. Let's say if we install new firewall, how it's gonna affect our existing network. Um, how about the performance with voice services? Because voice has always some problem with firewalling. We all know that. So that is something that Tony, Sydney, and Neil can figure out. And how we gonna do monitoring? Are we gonna use our same platform, or are we gonna get a new one? That is something, a technical issue on that. I'm gonna deal with technical team. Again, order and billing. That's Stasis. And with the billing, our Teleflex system needs to have the firewall tab or whatever need to add. That is something that I'm gonna come up with a document, and Stacy, within 2 or 3 weeks, you will see an email from me, and we can start work on that, and also with the ordering process. Now going to market. So from what I heard is customer basically right now, they do not want to invest anything on the firewalls. What they want is they do not want to pay anyone just to manage their internal network. So what do they want is, whoever is providing me internet, how about if you guys can give me everything? As I said, one-stop shop. So they do not want any extra piece out there, and that's a trend right now, and the forecast from there is we're gonna get a lot of customers. Long story short, that is, yep. So that is something that we need to work on, and yeah, and I hope every one of us is ready for this thing. And then comes to activation and maintenance. uh, Again, that goes to NAG, that once we put out our equipment, how we're gonna activate this thing and how we're gonna maintain it. As once we figure out which vendor we are going with, that is our next step. Sales and marketing, again, just like what we did for our previous projects or our previous products, we need to create a catalog and pricing and everything, and work it out with the customer who currently have our internet service, not firewall. How are we gonna get them buy our stuff? So that is something that our marketing team needs to go. So at this point, that's all I have for a kickoff meeting. So if you guys any question, let me see if I have anything else. Yeah, again, this is some agreement that we all need to come to, that I'm looking forward for the release of first week of July. The only reason is that if we push it back for a month, couple of months, then we are talking about August, September, close to holiday season. So that's why I'm looking forward to release this in July. Let's see how soon we can get this one out. And certified engineers, again, it comes with training and how we gonna manage the monitoring. So all right, so those are the things that I expect from our everyone over here, that how we can meet these needs of, with releasing and training, and I need all of you for that. So as I said, guys, if you have any question, feel free. And as I explained in my email, we are gonna get our lunch soon. So once it's done, we're gonna get back together and we can have a question and answer session. I can try to answer all your questions, your concerns. Of course, you have some, and see how we can get this product rolling as soon as we can and start creating revenues from this one. Again, thank you all for showing up for this meeting, and see you in a bit.